Boy, that camera really looks terrible right now, huh? Check this out. Restart it, and bingo, we're back. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Wyatt, I see you. Thank you so much for stopping in again, man. Good to see you. Yeah, so we're going to give this a couple minutes to kind of get fired up and stuff, but this is going to be the final live stream of the spring here. I don't know what you want to call that. I might jump on and do a couple live streams here and there just for fun, but for the most part, this is going to be me signing off, and I'm going to kind of keep this one kind of short and sweet and just cover the most pertinent things with you guys. And basically, I would say if there was a theme to this entire live stream tonight, it's just going to be this. Have a great fishing year. And I think we have a really good one straight ahead of us, and hopefully you guys are taking advantage of the spring bite that's directly in front of us. But that's what this is going to be. It's going to be my best at a send-off to everybody to have a great year of fishing. But good evening, everybody. Thank you for stopping in for the live stream. If it is your first time stopping in, my name is Randall. I have a small fishing charter that I primarily run out of Lewistown Lake for now. But I'm going to talk a little bit about fishing here with this, and we got a couple events coming up, and I think that's probably the biggest reason I'm doing the live stream here. This weekend, right in front of us, is Fishin and Grillin. Now, I know you guys are really familiar with the events that I'm doing. If you're in the Lewistown community, you've probably watched one of my videos, so you have an idea what to expect from them. Essentially, it's just kind of goofing off at our favorite place on earth, Lewistown Lake. But in the midst of all that stumbling around and just goofing off, we do a lot of fishing, and hopefully we do a lot of catching. And we're all getting better at that. And if I have given you any advice that helped you put a fish in the boat, guys, my mission has been accomplished. So the community at large, we come together on these events that I've been putting on. I'm doing my best to keep these events no cost. The reason for that is I want them to be accessible for you guys. So why don't I do this? Why don't we, right here at the beginning, why don't we jump into the first event that's coming up? I usually give it a couple minutes, but it looks like we're all here. You guys were really on time tonight, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. But here this weekend, just in a couple days here, today's the 26th. This starts on the 28th. You see right there, the 28th, Fishin and Grillin. So, what is Fishin and Grillin? So here's the details of it. You're going to come to Lewistown Lake, and you're probably going to use the James Creek boat ramp. The event itself is self-serve, so you're going to take care of yourself for the event. So you take your boat, you ride out across the water, you go to Nancy's Boat to Shore. You should be familiar with where that's at. I have it marked on the events page there. You guys can check it out. And it's a camping event, so you get to come out, you set up, bring a couple burgers and dogs and steaks, and we're going to do little cookouts each evening. Basically, we're going to fish during the nicest part of the day, and then we're just going to hang around there at the campground through the evening and such, kind of just goofing off and telling our big fish stories, you know. And in the midst of that, we're going to have a couple grills fired up, and we'll be eating. Mostly, I've found with these events is we just do a ton of eating, but it's good time to come together and kind of hang out and stuff, and we get to learn a little bit together and share some tips, whatever's working right then, right there, and we get back out on the water and we do it again. Good evening, Thane. Ever use the snap weight 50 plus 2 method on raise down like they do in the area? Absolutely. Absolutely, yep. It's a good method. It'll absolutely work. The biggest difference, I would say, is your lures that you're using. So it's going to be different at Raystown, and of course, you don't have as much. You don't have the opportunity to react as fast, so you'll be in trees. So you got to be really careful. You got to know the area that you're dragging your lure through. You can't just drag blind, or you absolutely will end up in a tree. I'm talking about underneath water, because there's a lot of timber down there. Harold, good evening. Hal, good evening. My vacation wasn't a vacation at all. It was strategic, and it was for music, but I appreciate it. It was very busy, and honestly, it was kind of a hard ride. It's what I call, when I do those really like quick shots to do things, I call them whole shot rides, because that's what it is. You just shoot down there, do your thing, and then shoot back home. So unfortunately, the first ride of the year is typically really cold in Pennsylvania. So that's what it was. It was a quick shot down and back, but very productive. Very productive. And in that way, it was very good. But I'll have a video on my other channel, my music channel. It's going to take me some time for that one. It's a pretty big video. It might be like movie length video. And I really mean that. Right now, I came back with over 5 hours of video footage. So I'm working through that. As you can imagine, there's a lot there. So it's a little bit intimidating to work through that much, but I'm trying to do a thing with it. I'm trying to make a big thing out of it, a big production out of it. Going to have some of my songs in it and stuff. So it's a pretty creative thing, but good. Absolutely good. So let's just do this. Let's look at it real quick. Fishin' and chillin', it is going to be the 28th, and you guys can see today is the 26th, which means on Thursday, the 28th, that is whenever I am personally going to set up my tent. I don't know when I'm going to set up. The only plan I have for Thursday is to get my tent set up. So if I get some fishing in, great. If not, it's no big deal. I just want the tent set up and kind of just make camp. I'm arriving Thursday. So Thursday night, I'll be around. If you guys come sooner, by all means, you're welcome. Of course. There's no charge to this. So the camping at Nancy's is free. You can come and stay. These are the last couple days where you can camp at Nancy's for free. And you can come chase some of these big Lakers with me. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but the people are starting to post some really big striped bass pictures. So we got some huge stripers coming up on the media feed there on Facebook and such. It truly is almost like down to the day you can determine, like annually, year to year, this is the beginning of the spring bite. Whenever you're thinking of striped bass, fishing and grilling is the start of striped bass season. What that means is we are right on the cusp. We're just coming over the hill, and it's the spring bite in front of us, and it starts with fishing and grilling. So coming up here on Thursday, let me make this a little bit easier to read for you. On Thursday, we have good weather. This is actually really cool. I wanted to kind of brag on this a little bit. The weather looks fantastic. So Thursday, we got high 50s and mid 50s on Friday, Saturday 59, and Sunday 63 degrees. So beautiful, beautiful weather for fishing and grilling. There is nothing on here that should keep you from going out and enjoying this camping weather. It is absolutely perfect. I think we're being blessed this year. It might be the best weather we've had for fishing and grilling. So yeah, it's beautiful out. Friday is going to be fantastic. The sky is going to be bright, full sun, and you might actually get a little bit warm. So make it out if you can to fishing and grilling. So that's kind of my plug for that. If you guys didn't know, now you're familiar with it. Hopefully you guys can come out to it. I hope you do. It's going to be a good time. I assure you of that. We'll probably just eat a whole lot, but hopefully in the midst of that, we'll do some fishing too. Well, thank you guys for coming in. You guys are coming in strong too. Your support on the channel, your viewership is really the only thing I need. If you're here, you've already met my requirements. So I'm just glad you guys are here to check it out. If you're just waiting in the wings and stuff, if you guys do a comment or interact somehow with the video, that helps boost it in the algorithm. It helps my channel out an awful lot. But if all you're here to do is watch, that's all good too. And I know some folks watch on television too, so it's a little bit difficult to navigate the stuff. I know you're there, and I appreciate it, man. Mark, good evening, buddy. And Bird, it's good to see you, man. Mark says he'll be at Brian's on Saturday and might try to say hi quick, but unfortunately can't make the event. Oh, it's a bummer, man. No big deal. I'm pretty sure there's an event coming up on the horizon that we're going to be able to catch up plenty with. Besides, we get together outside of events anyway, so it's all good. It's all good, man. All right, so the one thing I will talk about that's looming, that might be looming in the back of somebody's mind out here, is this guy right here. This is the moon schedule that I've shared with you guys many times. I'm going to open it up again for you. Right here's the 28th, the 26th. That's today. And I don't know if you guys noticed, yesterday we had the full moon. So we had full moon effect yesterday, so it was huge, right? Now, you guys know that I'm an advocate for you guys going fishing whenever the moon is overhead, right? And you guys can see right now that the moon rise is a little bit goofy, right? So it's setting like in the morning. I don't know what this is, rise right here, but it's going down below. So if you read right, where is it? Moonrise is 9 p.m. There it is, moonrise, 9 p.m., and then it sets somewhere around 2 in the morning or something like that. So it says moon rise late at night, but then pretty much all day long it is down. So this is opposite of what I usually like to see. So here, let's look at the 28th. We'll look at, okay? You guys can see the sun, or the moon rather, is going down at about 6 in the evening. I'm saying the moon rises about 11:13. I'm reading right here. It says 11:13. So the moon is coming up again overnight, and then it's setting in the morning. So this is a major red flag, if you will, as far as concern. So normally I would say that these are like poor times to actually be, I keep hitting the wrong button. Normally I would tell you these are poor times to actually be fishing. That these blocks of time for like the daytime fish, the daytime bite, that right now is not a great time to be on the water because the moon is not working in your favor. I have written in my notes here to mention the moon with you guys and just say, who cares? It doesn't matter. There's things in the system that are more influential than the moon. The moon is just one of them. And sometimes the moon is the major influence in the system. With the spring bite, guys, a lot of these rules, they kind of go out the window. As you guys saw, if you're watching the news feed on Facebook, there's a lot of people posting pictures. The moon's been down all day for the last couple days. It's been down through the day and coming up in the evening. The fish just don't care. They're hardwired this time of year. They're just coming to life. We're lighting it up right now. This is the time to be on the water. If you've been waiting and you haven't put your gear together, you've got about 2 days to figure it out, man. This weekend, you got to be on the water. This is going to be a great weekend for you. Whether you come to the event or you're just out scooting around on the water, this is going to be a great weekend to be out there. And it has nothing to do with the moon. It has all to do with it's the spring bite. So what are you looking for when you're out there? You're going to look for the warmest water. And that's where you're going to find the fish. This is real simple fishing. This is like level 101. If you don't know much about fishing, it's all good, man. Just go out anyways. Get some live bait from Zane Weaver. He's got bait. Just stop in and get some and then go over and fish where you find the warmest water. Just seek it out. Try to find the warmest water you can, and there should be some fish there. It's real simple fishing this time of year. Let me read some of your comments. I'm getting ahead of myself. Wyatt, How would you fish for lake trout during the spring bite? Well, you know I'm a jigging guy. I love to pull to bounce my jig, but absolutely, pull some spoons. You won't even have to pull them real deep to be successful. But ultimately, get on the water and see what depth you're marking the most of them at, and put some spoons down there. Just watch out for them trees. Really, it doesn't change. The technique doesn't need to change too much. It's just they get more active this time of year. So instead of catching, 1 or 2, you'll catch, 5 or 10, which is always fun. They're just very active this time of year. Hydrocoat, I see you. Going to miss the chat and info about the lake. I'll get up to the lake soon to bass fish tournament. All right, all good, man. I'm glad you stopped in. YouTube records it. Come back and check it out later. I'm going to glaze over a lot of the specifics. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the events and making plans for the weekend. So I'm sorry if I miss you at the event, but it's okay. We'll catch up when we catch up, man. Eric, good evening. Thank you. Appreciate it. It was a good ride, and I'm glad to be back. Honestly, getting a shower and laying down in my simple little bed there, it was actually a real welcome to come home to that. It was. So thank you. Rick, hello. Good evening. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Thane, you're saying using spoons for Lakers. You have a lower ants 9. Okay. And you've donated spoons. Yeah, sure. Enjoyed listening to your chats. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, unfortunately, if you're fishing right, you're going to lose lures. I think we all get that intuitively. It doesn't make it easier because every spoon costs a little bit. That being said, the best guy on the lake to get spoons from, and that's Brian of Bra Airs Lures. And let me do this. I'll bring up a link for him, and then I'll share it with you. But yeah, Brian is actually making lures that are specific to Lewistown Lake, and you guys can order from him. I'm going to put them on here right. Nope, hit the wrong button. But he's making lures specific for us here at the lake, and I think you guys are going to be happy if you just if you order from him. And I'm going to put it in the comment section there for you. But that's Brian. Those are his lures. That's how you reach out to him if you want some spoons. I think not only is he one of the least expensive places to get it, but you're getting hand-painted custom lures. And he knows what they're hitting on at this lake. So the legwork is done for you, if you will. You'll go with the confidence knowing you have the right tool to do the job. It's just your job to find the fish. Got to locate them. Can't catch fish if they're not there. So you locate the fish and then get that lure down to the right depth. That's on you. But if you can do those two things, you have the right tool going on, control your speed, figure out what they want, you should be able to close the deal on a couple Lakers this spring, and I hope you do. Post pictures and leave the lure hanging out of its lip for Brian. He'd love to see that. A good sized spoon to troll for Lakers. Think 3 fingers or 4 fingers. 3 or 4 fingers. Those are real steady, but I always pull an extra big one too. Just in case. Because, it's not just Lakers that will hit a spoon. Yeah, and I have my jigging lures. If you guys want to do the jigging thing, thank you, Eric. I forget that all the time. I appreciate you reminding me. And I do have a couple made up. I should probably make a few up, huh? Maybe I'll do some tomorrow. And will Brian be at the event? Will he be at the event this weekend? I don't think he's coming to the event, but Brian will meet you for lures too. So just reach out to Brian. Let him work out his schedule with you because I don't know it. And you hope to see me Friday. And if not, Saturday and Sunday. Awesome. Awesome, Rick. Can't wait to see you, man. We're going to have a good time, man. It's going to be a blast. I promise. I don't know what we're going to get into or what we're going to do, but it's going to be a good time. One way or another, we're going to enjoy ourselves out there. Let me do this here. I have, whenever you guys come into my website here, Randall Rydes Fishing. It'll be me and Zachy up at the top here. If you guys want to ride along with me for the Fishin and Grillin, this is the ride-along ticket that I put up here. So the ride-along ticket's real simple. It's not a true charter. What it is I'm just going to get into what I get in for the day. It could be catching bait. It could be back at camp making coffee. But it certainly is. There's going to be fishing. I don't know what we're going to chase or how we're going to chase it, whether it's going to be live bait, whether we're going to use lures, whether I'm going to be jigging for Lakers or pulling live bait for bass. I'm not sure. But the ride-along ticket gets you a seat on my boat for the day. This is during Fishin and Grillin. So if you guys want to join me, this is where you purchase it. You just go to the website and you pick up the Fishin and Grillin ticket right there. And as of right now, I have no problems getting you on the boat. If you think you're going to bring out more than one person, if you have some more than just you, or if you have any concerns at all, really, just shoot me a message. You should have my phone number, and if you don't, it is right there at the bottom of the page. But by now, you should all have my phone number in your phone. And that's not just for charters too, guys. My phone number's there to help out too. So often I'm on the water, not every day, but I'm out there enough that it's a good number to have in case you have some real problems. So by all means, put that phone number into your phone so that you do have it. I'm running through this. I don't even look at my notes yet. Scheduling, open dates, morning. Okay, so I am scheduling for charters here for the month. April and May are heavy scheduling months for me. So at least I'm pushing for that this year. Being my second year as a charter here at the lake, it makes sense. But I have both morning charters and afternoon charters that are open for booking. So if you guys want to go out and do a little fishing with me, reach out to me and I'll set you up a date and time and we'll go. It's just a normal charter. It'll just be me and your crew and we'll go do and chase what you guys want to chase after. And the big one that's looming. So we got Fishin and Grillin I've covered with you guys, but the big one that is looming directly in front of us is the barbecue for the veterans. Guys, I keep calling this the Veterans Barbecue, and I don't want this to be misleading to you. The general public is welcome to come to this. If you read the description, it actually says veterans are welcome and anyone who wants to support them. So if you're like-minded in that way, by all means, show up, guys. Just show up and show up hungry. We're going to have a lot of good food, and we're going to sit around a fire. We're going to tell our war stories, I reckon. I'm going to have a topic to speak on while I'm there. It's going to be veteran-oriented, and Zane Weaver is hosting it, and this is at Rough and Ready Campground. If you've not been there before, just look down here in the description section, and you'll find the address right there, and you can just GPS it, and your car will bring you right into it. So it's an informal barbecue. You can bring nothing. You can bring something if you want. There's no cost. It's just a good excuse for us to get together as veterans and supporters of the veterans in the community and just have a little barbecue and a cookout at a local, I'll say a local supporter of the fishing community here at Lewistown Lake. Zane Weaver has long had a bait shop there, and if you weren't familiar with where it's at, this is a great time to go find his campground, find his bait shop, so then you know it moving forward. And right here we are, guys, right at the very beginning of the spring bite. And what a great time to figure out who's in your fishing community. Wyatt's asking, where do you think the warmer water will be at? Up the lake or down the lake? Up the lake, I'd say, for the most part. But, if you get back into the flats, any of the shallows and stuff, the point is you want to find the warmest water, we'll say, in that area. So if you just put in it, whatever launch you put in, if you put in at James Creek, you want to go to the shallower areas around James Creek and check those first. Check them. Start at the first point, the point that goes right out to the main river, and just drive around. Use your electronics a little bit, and look at the points, the first point before you go back into a cove. And then push back in the cove and check all the other little points out, and just keep pushing back in there. And if that one's empty, by all means, just go to the next cove and check it. Check the shallower areas. They're going to heat up first. And just move around a little bit. But use your electronics. You'll find it. You'll find it. Find the bait, find the warmer water, find the fish. And guys, when you found the fish, don't leave them. You found them. You did that part of the job. Now it's your job to figure out a technique to get back in there and actually catch them. It's all good, man. Mark, I see you saying you got it over the Chaos in the Canyon thing. Dude, that's an important event, man. Go attend it. Go attend it. It's all good, bro. Yeah. Things are coming together. You guys know that I'm events oriented. So I've been doing the events and there's a reason for that. It's worked well for the, for the company. It's doing good for my business. Essentially what we're doing is we're building a community, and that's good to have because I can talk to you guys and I don't know if you're like me. It's like I have a shot glass for a brain, and if I try to put a gallon of milk in there, I'm going to spill a bunch of it, So it's good to me that I'm working with the same people. So the community, I get to know you guys. You guys all kind of know me, and I kind of know you, or at least know of you. Most of you I've talked to in person. A lot of you I've gone fishing with. So that's good. It's helping me kind of figure it out. The events help a lot with that. That being said, what you want to expect this year ahead is I'm going to whittle down the events that I'm actually hosting. I'm going to do less and less. And what that's going to let me do is really pour myself in and focus on the events that I am having. I'm going to get a little bit more strategic, if you will, just a little bit more organized with that so that I'm not overwhelmed. If you look at how many events I've put on and, seen through over the last couple years, well, some of them, I don't want to call them flops, but they're darn near being flops. They just didn't turn out all that well. So there's no reason to duplicate that. They didn't strike the nerve, right? There's one that I don't have one to schedule that I do want to bring back, and it's the bank angling event. I do want to bring back the bank angling event, so you guys can look for that to be an additional thing that we do. But I am going to be whittling away at the events that we actually have moving forward. So it'll be less events, but they're just going to get better. And that's because of you guys. You guys helped me pick them based on interest and participation. So thank you. Hal, you'll not be able to make this weekend, but you'd love to be there. It's all good, man. It's all good. You got my number. I will be doing all my prep for the surgery Tuesday. Okay. And hopefully you'll be on the water then the following weekend. Okay, good. Yeah, heal up fast, man. The fish won't wait for you, You're still well ahead of the major fishing plug, we'll say. A lot of the fishermen won't even go on the water unless it's after Memorial Day, and, well, they missed it. They've missed it by that time. Shoot me some questions, guys. I don't want to stay on all night with you, but I certainly don't want to cut it short. If you guys have anything coming up, anything on your mind, ask away. But those are the big notes that I've got. I think I've covered them all. I do want to jump back onto the weather with you guys, though. The thing that I'm really excited about, not just the fact that we have the weather finally turning. Sheesh, guys. When I left to go to Florida, it was 42. I think it was 42 degrees when I left, and I went south, and it got down right to freezing 2 nights in a row while I was traveling. So I was freezing in my tent. And then it was Florida weather while I was down there. I was hot, wearing t-shirts and just roasting, right? Coming back north, again, I froze 2 nights coming north, and when I got back to Pennsylvania, it was 42 degrees. And plus, you remember the other day? I know Mark does. That heavy wind. I rode all day. It was a long day, all day in that heavy rain on the motorcycle. It was dangerous, to be honest. So it was a rough ride up. I was so glad to just get here and just shut down for a few days. I was happy to do that. This live stream is kind of pushing it for me. I think I'm still recovering from it. But the weather up here in Pennsylvania does look like it's finally going to break. So here we are tonight. Might have some rain showers tonight and tomorrow. Probably going to taper off pretty fast. And then Thursday, we are looking at A little bit of wind, but not bad. It's saying 11. Isn't it great at Raystown Lake that it's inside the valley, so you don't get the sheer wind strength unless it's blowing north and south or, along the water. But we just don't get the bad winds like you do on big water. And if you guys fish up at Lake Erie at all, or one of the Great Lakes, or out on the bay or something, you guys understand how bad wind can kick up the waves, just make it angry. Raystown Lake really just has nothing that should scare you away. As long as you've got a good vessel, you should be okay fishing in just about any conditions. And even with heavy winds, guys, just a plug for my lures back there, you can spot lock and jig. So even if you can't troll, if the winds are 20 mile per hour and you can't troll, or it's difficult to stay on a course, stay out of the trees or spinning around, you can spot lock and jig. It's a good technique. So Friday is probably going to be the better day of the weekend. So Friday, I plan on being in the water solid all day long. So hopefully I have some of you guys in the boat with me. We're going to go do some jigging and trolling for sure, but that's going to be a hard fish day, and Saturday doesn't look too bad either. It says there's a very small chance of showers later, but for the bulk of the day, it's probably going to be fine. Oh, but the weather is warming up. Look at this. Each day is warmer than the last. Thursday, I'll be setting up in the afternoon, evening, and then it just seems to get warmer and warmer as the weekend goes on. Man, that is a good sign. Welcome to the spring bite. I'm excited about it, guys. I am excited. Yeah, well, I don't think, Mark, it wasn't windburn you saw. You might still see on there, other than my acne. But yeah, my nose got charred. I mean, just absolutely charred. I had sunblock on. I reapplied it, and I still came back with... You'll have to watch my motorcycling video. I got charred. I couldn't stop it from burning. Well, I mean, look at it. It's like a hood, It just hangs out there. I have my helmet on. I have my glasses on, but my nose sticks out there. And it catches, all the UVs. If I could take my nose off and hang it in a tree, I could have camp under it. But it got burnt, like real bad. So it was hard blistered, not blistered, but it peeled real hard. I think I took off 4.5 layers of skin. And what's my opinion, you say? So Thane, what's my opinion on adding live scope or active target to your electronics? I love them. Big fan of it. I fished with them enough to know that it's a blast. Absolutely. If you can afford it, do it. Absolutely. It's a lot of fun. It helps you to... So I'm thinking it's really effective for jigging Lakers. There's a lot of videos online about jigging Lakers using live scope or active target. And it helps you track where the fish is at exactly, to the left, to the right. I'm strongly considering doing it for my charter because I think I could help my clients really target, or at least say which one of the clients is on a fish. And it would make it really exciting for them to see the fish actually responding to their lure. So there's a lot of good reasons to do it. And you can imagine just doing it for yourself, it would be a lot of fun too. If you haven't fished with live scope before, book a charter with go with a charter who has live scope and just ask if you can use it a little bit so you can get an idea for it. It's not a cheap investment. That's why I'm recommending that. So if you try it out and you love it, you're going to have a good time using it, though. I promise. If you like fishing, you're going to love using live scope. You will. But nonetheless, charter with somebody that has it so you can check it out. It's going to be a good investment of your time, and you'll probably accidentally learn how to use live scope better than you would have on your own. Yeah, well, Hal, it's just the truth. It's just the truth. I got that big hood, It's like it's got that Roman nose or something, Doesn't quite have the the push down, but it's there. It's there. But good evening, guys. Welcome to the live stream. I'm so glad you guys stopped in. Now, I should mention this with the live streams. Yes, Tonight is technically the last live stream that I am holding myself to for you guys. You guys remember just before I took off for Florida, I said it was the last one, right? Well, that was the last one that I was really holding myself to. I did mention that I might jump on and do this live stream right here, just as kind of like a little bonus. And I did it because I had the time to do it. So this one is part 2 of the last one, if that makes any sense. That does not mean that I won't stream over the course of the spring or the summer here for the rest of this year. It simply means I'm not holding myself to it. Now, if I do some live streams here moving forward, I'll announce it a couple days ahead so you guys can see that it's coming up. I can almost promise that it'll be on a Tuesday, like it is now, because I kind of like that. It's good for my personal schedule. So Tuesday is when I'll shoot for, but it's my channel. I could just do it whenever I want to as well. So I might just jump on and do a live stream to do it. You know what I mean? But this is it. As far as what I'm holding myself to, we've done it. And this entire winter, if you guys have enjoyed these live streams, this is how you let me know. But this entire block of time over the winter, things are pretty slow at the lake. And so it gave us a chance to kind of get on here and interact and still kind of stay plugged in. I think I kind of liked it. Did you guys like this? Was it a good, positive thing? If you got something out of it, give me that feedback. Let me know. Because these are the things that I'm going to add to the channel moving forward. I'm going to use these as part of the content for the channel. And the live streams on my fishing channel has been incredible. Really incredible. Another thing that's been really incredible for the channel too, and I'd be remiss if I didn't point this out, is my Amazon affiliates. So where do I want to go for this? Let me just use this one right here. So if you go to one of my videos, let's just bring this up here, and you guys have been hitting the Amazon affiliates already, so I really appreciate it. If you guys go to one of my videos, we'll say, here we go, this doc update right here. I'm just going to pause it. All right, doesn't matter. Right underneath here, under the description portion, you're going to see all these blue letters, all these Amazon affiliates. This is everything from fishing. So this top section is for fishing. And then the bottom section down here for music, for traveling. So a lot of stuff for the Harley. And then filming. And I even put down here my donation links for Patreon and PayPal if you guys want to do that. Thank you to the folks who are doing that. It really helps me, especially when I'm on the road. But these affiliate links, guys, if you're looking for a rod and reel, whatever it is, I will add the links to the affiliates on here. And Amazon sends me a small commission. When you guys click on that, if you make a purchase within like 12 hours or 24 hours, I forget what it is, but they actually send me a little commission on that, and I appreciate that. It's not much, guys. I think total, since I've started that, I think I've made $11. So it's not a lot. It really isn't, but it's turning into something. So it's coming, but I've noticed a lot of traffic going to that, so thank you guys for doing that. The affiliate links, as a content creator, this is what we do to earn. So all these different avenues. Something I was considering doing as well was talking about money. And I know that's a touchy subject for a lot of people. I talk about money. I don't mind doing that, but it's kind of a dry subject sometimes, but a lot of folks might be curious. If that's something you guys would like to hear about, by all means, let me know. Let me know. Shoot me a message or something. It's how do you earn as a content creator. Maybe some of you young guys are out there running a YouTube or doing whatever you're doing and you're not sure how to make money doing it. I love talking about that stuff. Mark and I, OnlyFins and I, we talk a lot about money because he's a content creator as well. And this is our business, guys. This is how we are earning. It's one of the ways we're earning. I believe in multiple revenues, avenues of revenue streams. That's it. So that's one of them. But if that'd be interesting to you guys, I'd be happy to talk about that too. Not just fishing around here. We talk business too. Mark is suggesting with the live scope to not mount it on the trolling motor. because you can't aim live scope and use spot lock at the same time. 100% agree. 100%. And then Rick, you're saying, what depth do you think we should run the tube rigs? I would simply say, Rick, mark the fish and put it there. Whatever depth you mark that fish at. Because if you're using my tube rig, you're either casting it up to the shoreline and bringing it back, or you're jigging it. Either way works. But if you're cast retrieve, you just do cast retrieve like you normally would. But you're going to be running it pretty shallow. You'd be pulling that rig kind of fast and kind of shallow. You'd be going, you probably let that lure sink about 5 or 10 feet, but not more than that. Hal, I did get my boat seats. Yes, I did. I've managed to figure out how to get 6 people seated on my little boat. How cool is that? But because of my boat size, I've been limiting my charters to 4 or less. 3 really is ideal, though. 3 is ideal. But I can comfortably do 4. And we got a couple kids. It's no big deal. I'd do 6. But lately I've been just limiting it to 4. Yeah, business is changing, guys. I changed my insurance over the winter, too. That was cool. I got something much more appropriate. It gives me more freedom. The issue with insurance is they have a lot of stipulations of what you can and can't do. And as a business, of course, they hold you to a, even more narrow of a range. So they had a lot of limitations on which months of the year you can run, how many people can be on the boat. I'm licensed to run offshore. I can go on big water. I joke around and say I'm not qualified to, but I'm licensed. So I'm allowed to go up to 70 miles offshore. I don't have the vessel or the experience to justify doing that, but they gave me a license. So we're not going to do any of that stuff. But Lake Erie, absolutely 100%. Get in the books on that one, guys. I'm getting phone calls about that. I'm getting phone calls about chartering here at Lewistown too. But if you guys are even thinking about it, start talking to me. I think those dates are going to fill up really fast. And I'm pretty excited about my setup for you guys because I think I'm going to be able to help with lodging, at least give you the option. Because going to Erie is such a big hurdle to be able to go up there and then pay for a room plus pay for the charter and then pay for food and all that stuff. I'm trying to help out with that because the camp that I stay at, I can set up my big tent, my lodge tent that I use for fishing and grilling and fishing and chilling and my camping events. I can set that up. It's very comfortable. It's got a heater in it. You bring a cot and your sleeping bag and stuff and be comfortable while you're up there. And usually I'm recommending people come up for 2 days, just in case the water is angry. We can still get a block of time that we can go fishing. But essentially what that does is it takes the whole cost of, getting a room for 2 days up there. So it saves you lodging and it makes it more accessible to you. So if you guys want to go fish, Lake Erie with me, start talking to me. We'll work it out. I'll give you the details. It's a lot of fun, man. If you haven't been on big water, it's really humbling and a lot of fun. And we do pretty good up there, so I think you'll have a good time. Yeah, good deal. I appreciate all this interaction. You guys are giving me good comments. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. And Thane, you're saying, do you run Okuma low profile on Erie or switch up to cold water? I still do I run them both. I have the low profile on my main trolling rods, I'd say, but I have the cold water reel, the bigger one. I have that one set up with a larger rig, and it's running. I usually long line that one. Put a big old bait on it and long line it. So it's just back there doing its own thing. And when it starts to scream, buddy, you know it. That's the one you hope fires off, But yeah, I run all my rods up there. No hesitating. Yeah, the low profile reel is going to handle some big fish, man. Then you say, speaking of money, honestly, your pricing is extremely good. Thanks about, okay, thinking about Erie possibly. Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. So, yeah, I'm running up at Erie. We're talking Erie and such. As far as pricing for Erie, you will notice my rates are lower than a lot of the folks up there. I honestly don't think I'll be able to hold that pricing for more than this year. There's some reasons for that, but yes, it is less. As a business, you run on the edge, and here we are talking about business and money, but you run that edge of undercutting other businesses or selling yourself short, things like that. Like, because I'm not embedded in the local charter fishery at Erie, I don't want to push the envelope too much for too long. These guys who are chartering up there, they have massive boats, which I do not, so that would be a lower price, simply because you could put 6 people on their boat and everybody pay a portion. It's not very expensive per person. I'm going to limit it to 3 or 4 people, so it's more per person. Therefore, my price needs to be lower, so I'm still competitive in that way, per person, if you will. And secondly is I don't have the experience these guys have. I cannot offer the same service that these guys who've been chartering up there for 20 years can. So I'm the new guy on the block up there for sure, not denying that at all, but that's kind of why the prices are so low. It's being competitively wise as I'm starting up there. But I'm going to hold on to those low prices as long as I can. And at the very least, while I can, I'm going to offer you guys that lodging option. So when you come up, you have another option to choose. So you can get the hotel room and stay there, but have the option of coming to the campground. And it might be a little bit of rough in it because of the lodge tent that I have. But make no mistake, they still have showers, they still have bathrooms, they have all the necessities that you actually have to have. So it's still really good. Still really good. It's comfortable, it's just not 4-star. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's good feedback. Right on. Right on, guys. I appreciate you guys. You got some good feedback for me tonight. You're really helping out with the live stream. I'm going through my notes here. I'm going to see if there's anything else I want to bring up. Let's look at the moon just one more time here. Today's the 26th. And we have it setting. Again, there's just not much to look at here because it's going to be about the same for these 3 days that we're looking at. So 27th here. The moon is going to set first thing in the morning before sunrise, and it's not going to come back up. What's it doing here? So 4 in the morning, it goes down. And when does it come back up there? Moon rise at 10 p.m., it says. What does it say 9 a.m. right there? What? Am I not understanding something? Let me look at this. There we go. Something was goofy there. 27th, it is setting, and it is under, there's all evening. Yeah, so all day long, all evening, it is down. But like I said earlier, who cares? It doesn't matter. It's the spring bite, guys. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. If you've been waiting for it, wait no longer. It has arrived. It has arrived. And it's exciting, man. Things are about to fire off. All right, guys, I'm going to stay for like another 5 minutes with you. If you have any questions, shoot them at me now. And in the meantime, I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys at Fishin' and Grillin'. And if you missed that, by all means, come on out to the barbecue. You do not have to be a veteran, but bring a veteran with you. That would be good. Fitz, absolutely, buddy. Throw it into the comments there. It should come up. No problem. Fitz says he has a fishing channel you guys should go check out. Let's give it a shot. Fishin' and Chillin' is in the winter. So Fishin' and Chillin' is between Christmas and New Year. So we had that one. That was the end of the fishing season. That's what I called it. That's essentially the last chance to get out on the water before it gets really cold up here in Pennsylvania. And then Fishin and Grillin this weekend is the beginning. So that's the two bookends, if you will. So we're starting the year now, and we'll finish the year with Fishin' and chillin'. Rick, you said, would you text me the dates that you think you'll be at Lake Erie? I can do better than that, buddy. I can do better than that. I'm going to bring it up on my calendar here. So if you go to randallrydes.com, go to Randall Rydes Fishing. Right here. There I am with Zachy. There's where you do so right here's the Lake Erie Fishing Charter link. This is where you sign up for it. But if you go into the calendar, you can scroll down here, and you can see that I have my biking events listed here too. Like Daytona Bike Week just happened, and I was down there for it. And you can see that Fishin' and Grillin' is coming up just ahead of us. So that's on there. But what you can do is you can search through month to month. You'll see that April, I don't have anything scheduled because I want to go on a whole bunch of charter trips with y'all. And May, I have a little block of time here where I'm going to go to Myrtle Beach. But other than that, I want to charter with y'all. Then Paddling and Bassin is coming up right at the end of the month. Move forward to June, and you'll see that I'm in Laconia. And then as of the end of June, and I'm getting into July and August, I have nothing scheduled those 2 months. The reason I didn't schedule anything for the end of June, these last 2 weeks down here, July and August, are wide open because those are my 2 months that I traditionally go up to Lake Erie. So you're looking at July and August. Those are the dates. Those are pretty broad, poorly defined dates. In the midst of that, somewhere I need to talk about Sturgis. But yeah, it'll be in July and August. I'll tell you what, how about if I'll spend the next day or two and I'll iron out some, I'll look at, moon patterns and stuff like that. And I'll try to iron down a couple dates and put them right on that calendar. So just go to Randall Rydes. If you go to randallrydes.com, we'll say here over the weekend or something like that. I'll try to have it updated by the weekend. So if you just stop by randallrydes.com and check the calendar out by this weekend, I'll have some dates listed there. But they will be July and August time frame. It's a great question, Mark. Did I put one down for fall edition yet? I'm not sure I did. Yes, I did. Absolutely. And this is all the way out in September. It's the last couple days. The first couple days of October, rather. So the 4th, 5th, and 6th in October. Those are the days that I have mapped out for it. October 4th, 5th, and 6th. And that's only slightly different than Paddling Bassin Spring Edition. And it's only slightly different because we want to fish a new section of the Juniata. And it's just kind of like part 2 of the same thing. Though I will say on our scouting trip that Marcus and I took, we saw a lot of muskie. So I think the fall edition is in a very musky-rich territory. But check out the event listing. Yep, Thane, you're right. And that's why we work around it. I can't devote all the time to Lake Erie. Besides, guys, you got to understand that I work so that I can live. I don't live to work, guys. So I'm working when I need to, but what I do to live is I jump on my 2-wheel Harley and I just go for a ride. I get out there and I go. I love to travel. I love to ride the Harley, and I love to do all that. At the best times of the year, and a lot of that takes place during the summer. So I'm not going to be fishing all summer. I can't devote huge blocks of times to it, but I certainly love getting out there, and it's been doing good to keep me living life and not just surviving, if you know what I mean. But yep, July and August is traditionally the better time to be up at Lake Erie, and you will find this guy on the water. Sounds good. All right, Rick. Very good. So Fitz just put a link to his his channel. Don't know if that's going to work though. Let me do this. I'll see if I can see if I can bring up something there a little bit better that might work, like a true link, if you will. Just fits outdoors. We'll run that. Give me a second. I'll see if I can bring that up for you. Not sure I'm seeing it here. I don't know if I have the right one. If it's put. Oh, okay, there you go. I don't know why I'm having trouble finding your channel, bro. Yeah, I see it, Mark. I'm just, for some reason, I can't bring it up. I'm just going to copy your link. Do me a favor, if you can pull one of his videos and just put it in the chat, do that for me instead of his channel. Mike Bodine, good evening, my friend. I miss seeing you too. Not quite with a tear, but I miss seeing you, man. You can call anytime, bro. Call anytime. Yeah, I was just about 80 miles north of you the whole time, so I wish I could have been there. I just couldn't come. I just couldn't. It's funny how you can cross this country and come so close to seeing somebody and then not finally connect. It's kind of a bummer, but that's how it hits, huh? It fits out. Doors. Yeah, you understand, yep. Is this you, Fitz? Is this your channel here? Is that you? That's yours? Okay. We're going to help Fitz out here, guys. I want you guys to all go. Shoot over here. Check his channel out. There's the link for you. Go check him out. We found you, buddy. We found you. We found you. All right. Very good. I'm not going to play any of the videos because that would just be one play. But if everybody would go on to Fitz's channel and hit play on one video, help him out, get him some views, maybe shoot him a friend request, or not a friend request, give him a sub if you would while you're there, and help grow his channel a little bit while we're out here. We're doing good for the community, even in the smallest of ways, and that would be you hitting the sub. Doesn't cost a thing. You can change your mind later, but don't. Wyatt, you're asking the big salmon question. Oh my gosh. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this? This comes up periodically. The idea of salmon at Lewistown Lake. What are you guys' thoughts on it? I can tell you this, one of the reasons that I still have Laconia on my schedule is because in the town of Laconia where they do Bike Week, they have a lake. It's called Lake Winnipesaukee. Lake Winnipesaukee holds salmon. And so my goal is actually to take my boat up to that bike event. There's a couple bike events that I attend that have some notable fisheries in other states, and I want to go fish them. And that turns that trip into a business trip. So I will take bikers fishing. I don't even need to take my motorcycle on those ones. But I'm going to take some bikers fishing. I'm going to experience some of those great lakes. And part of the reason I'm going to Laconia is I want to take my boat up there, take some bikers fishing, and go after some salmon. It's just a fun place. And of course, it's biker oriented, so I'll have a good time all day fishing. And then in the evening, I'll go hang out with the bikers. It'll be a good time. You're welcome, Fitz. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome, my man. You're up to 23 subs. 23 subs as of right now. So let's hit them up. Let's get him a sub here. I'm going to post it one more time, you guys. If you haven't subbed yet, click that link right there and sub up to Fitz. Right now, he's got 23 subs. We're going to see how high we can get him tonight. Mike, very good. I'm glad you'll be there, man. I don't know that my boat's going to make it this year, but I'm going to look into it. But either way, I plan on being at Laconia. I've got long-term business in Laconia. I have a lot of long-term reasons to be going up there. Another 5 minutes or so. I thought I was going to hang it up on 5 minutes, but then we started talking and doing this for Fitz, so now I'm kind of lingering and such. But if you guys have anything for me, this is the last warning. The last warning. 5 minutes, and I'm gonna sign off and go just chill out for the evening. Thank you guys so much. You're always good with the feedback and always all the interaction and such. Thank you so much. I've gotten a lot of text messages asking about charter trips and such. I've locked in a handful of charter trips yet here for the next 2 months, but don't let that slow you. I still have plenty of dates that are open. I've got both morning and afternoon. And guys, it's nothing but a text message. Just start the conversation. It's no problem. I don't expect commitments the first time we talk anyways. Let's get some details. We'll at least start the conversation. And it'll be good. It'll be good. It's going to be a good year for fishing. And the 2 months directly in front of us should be the very best of the year. So hopefully you're part of that. And if I can help out, I'd be happy too. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. All right, good. So let's jump on here and look at Fitz. So I'm just going to refresh it, see what we did here. If you haven't hit the sub to Fitz yet, do that real quick. If you can see right now, he's at 23 subs. We're going to see what we can get him up to. So there's 23 right there. And we're going to see if we can bump that 23 sub count up. So if you haven't done the sub yet for him yet, follow the link that's in the comments. Give him a sub. And then I'm going to hit refresh, and we're going to see how much we can help his channel grow here tonight. All right, so here we go, man. I'm going to go ahead and hit sub for him. So I am subbed. I'm going to hit the bell so I get all notifications. And then we're going to hit this little refresh right here. 26. All right, man. All right, all right. So he's up to 26 subs. Be sure to watch one of his videos before you cut out here tonight. And guys, thank you so much for stopping in once again. It's going to be a great year. I know 23 was a great year, but I'm telling you, 2024 is going to make it look small. I'm telling you. You guys go watch one of Fitz's videos now, all right? I'm going to let you go. Have a good night. Much love. Much respect. Good night.